phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
College football bowl season to many doesn't feel like it used to. As back in the day, you could see your favorite star players in college football playing in a non-New Year's Six Bowl or even playing in a New Year's Six Bowl and being happy and looking forward to that game. However, today, it's very common to see players opt out of bowl games because they want to prepare for the NFL draft, opt out of their bowl games because they entered the transfer portal and are seeking to play for a new team for the next season, and or even in some cases, a game that would look very good on paper to start the season all of a sudden becomes a bloodbath because one team seems to have a lot more opt-outs than the other, especially when it comes to starters. Even though with everything that I just mentioned and how it's become very commonplace in the sport, especially over the last few seasons, I still feel like there is a charm to the college football bowl season, as you do get to witness potentially your favorite team play their last game of the season one last time. And of course, you have those bowl games like the Duke's Mayo Bowl. And the head coach of the winning team gets mayo poured all over them. And it's been something that's been going on the last few seasons. Even bowl games that have been played for a while now, up to this point, like the famous Idaho Potato Bowl played at Boise State on that blue field, now the winning team's head coach gets French fries poured on them. And this year, it was Georgia State's head coach. While there's been other bowls that have done similar things the last few years, and even this bowl season, it's starting to become a little more commonplace to pour items you wouldn't typically pour on people or coaches to the winning head coach. However, when you're talking about bowl game standards, there seems to be a new standard that was set this bowl season. Some may even say this bowl game itself saved the college football bowl season. What bowl game am I talking about? I'm talking about the Pop-Tart Bowl. A game that featured two top 25 teams, NC State and Kansas State. A game that was really anticipated not only because of the matchup, but because of the bowl game itself. And that started a month in advance when it was revealed that the Pop-Tart Bowl was going to have a live mascot at the end of the game that would be consumed by the winning team. The game itself was a good game. K-State ended up winning the game 28-19, and similar to other bowl games, they even had Pop-Tarts be poured on the winning coach before they would actually indulge on the live mascot. But the bowl game itself, even though a top 25 matchup between Kansas State and North Carolina State that was very close the entire game, it wasn't the most talked about thing from that game. The most talked about part of that entire game was the Pop-Tart mascot itself. Yes, there was already hype built in as a team that won would eat the live mascot at the end of the game. But there was more than that. No one knew what the mascot was going to look like until right before the game, where it popped out of a big Pop-Tart branded toaster. And everything it did during the game, whether it was slap the referee on the butt, just do wild events during the game with cops, or even staff involved with the Pop-Tart Bowl, or even trying to catch extra points or field goal attempts in a net, or even at one point even force-feeding a Pop-Tart to a journalist that was at the game. And when you look at the TV ratings for all the bowl games, especially the bowl games that happened that day, it really is no surprise that this game is one of the most viewed games of all bowl season. It was the most viewed game that took place on that day. A bowl game that came right before an even higher ranked top 25 matchup in Oklahoma and Arizona in the Alamo Bowl. And yes, it may have been due to part of it also being a top 25 matchup with K-State and NC State. However, you also got to acknowledge the fact that everybody wanted to see this Pop-Tart at the end of the game. Although there were some people that were somewhat concerned that the Pop-Tart Bowl was replacing the famous Cheez-It Bowl that took place the few years prior to the Pop-Tart Bowl taking place this year for the 2023 College Football Bowl season. It is now a guaranteed that even though it may seem like a fever dream to some, that the Pop-Tart Bowl is going to live forever in some people's memories. And with this video posting on January 1st, 2024, it is the end of college football bowl season before the national title game, as all the other New Year's Six Bowls or non-New Year's Six Bowls and even the college football playoff will be played during this day. But no matter what happens in the rest of the college football bowl season, just remember one thing. The Pop-Tart Bowl potentially saved the college football bowl season. Well guys, today's video was something different that I usually don't do. It was a fun video that I wanted to test and run. Congratulations to K-State for winning the Pop-Tart Bowl versus NC State 28-19. This was a fun bowl game to watch, and I got the idea from obviously watching the bowl game itself. And if you guys made this far into the video, I want you to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. And before you head out, remember to drop something down in the comment section below. What future videos you want to see on this channel, and what has been your favorite bowl of the current college football bowl season. B. Kelly out.